Hi Cancer, here is a general look at your solar chart for April 2012. Now you're probably going to be more conscious of your overall direction in life, your career, and how it may be being affected by circumstances around you, other people, and also actions and decisions that you yourself are taking now. And this is likely to be more the case from the mid-month onwards. For some reason you may be more aware of your reputation at the moment, you know, how others are viewing you, so image or presentation, and also, you know, just your status really in some sort of community. And you'll be keener to make the right impression in certain situations, come across as well as you possibly can in the eyes of others. It might be officialdom, it might be, you know, authorities, or it might not. But you want to come across as well as you can because you feel a bit under the spotlight, a bit scrutinized at times. It might mean that you're dealing with more bureaucracy, red tape, or indeed parental figures at this time as well. Now some of you will have more contact with guardians or bosses, potential or actual, and some of you will have more interchange with others related to your professional role, and others who were important to you, and potentially professionally, but also with you know the goals and ambitions that you've got at the moment. This is also a time to show authority yourself and firmness yourself, as certain others may be relying upon you. So consistency, taking responsibility because others are relying on you, or others are scrutinizing you. So once again, you want to show yourself as competent and all of that stuff. You could get frustrated by the restrictions imposed upon you, though, by officialdom, the rules, somebody else's, you know, somebody else's demands, somebody else's rules. And particularly be aware of this, Cancer, coming up between the 14th and 17th. You may just feel a bit let down, or if it's not that, you might feel that you just got to take more on your shoulders, that it's just a little bit heavier or harder, and you've just got to be more organized because of others in authority in some way, or others that you have to the regulations that you have to abide by, you see. But do have a look at the Saturn transit, what I've written about the Saturn transit through Libra and how it affects your sign on my website if you're not there already. Now until the 4th, it's going to be a very good time to make friends or revisit old friends, make new associations, team up with a group of others, maybe in person or over the wires. Venus is in a very sociable house of your solar chart, and it means that you tend to get more support and a more friendly, cozy feeling, warm feeling in the area of friends, but also groups. And this can be like a networking sort of situation, can be group gatherings, but also can be groups, community, you know, online communities, and will facilitate positive experiences. Also, it could be an area which is lucrative for you. It could also mean that somebody is helping you to make progress now with something that's kind of had to hang fire for quite a while. You can now make progress with this, and somebody's helping you out with that. And then from the 4th, when Venus moves and enters a more background area, you could find yourself having to put personal preferences on one side as a more regular feature of your life, and behave in a more selfless kind of way. It could be for reasons of making money, because this is an area to do with Venus is to do with making money, as one of the things that she one of the strings to her bow. But Also, the area that Venus is going to be in is about you looking after others in some way, you nurturing others, you maybe being there in a psychic sense, a spiritual sense, a healing sense, or it is not like that at all. It's about a relationships who are very much behind closed doors. Maybe it's a one-to-one, several one-to-ones behind closed doors, in a kind of advice-giving way, or maybe it's not like that at all. It's you being the helper for others in some way. It just has this feeling of confidentiality about it, and of preparation. So building something, but it's behind, it's backstage. Really, it's not center stage. This is going to happen when Venus comes out of there in August. That a relationship or something that you've been working on diligently behind the scenes is going to come to the forefront of life. So whenever you can during this transit of Venus, definitely a time to be looking after yourself and be vigilant about protecting your boundaries, because you can be very soft and unboundaried during this Venus transit, particularly in love relationships, because I've been talking about working type relationships really, but love relationships and friendships as well. Just be careful about that. And others can push your buttons, or maybe even manipulate, because you are maybe putting somebody on a pedestal or something on a pedestal and being all starry-eyed. So just be careful about that. The rose-tinted spectacle, and like I say, look after yourself whenever you get the chance, until August, when Venus comes into your sign. Now, until the 16th, Mercury is giving you the chance to cast your nets wide, pull in information from a wider area, but also disseminate information, publicize something maybe over a wider area. Also, you could be on quite a learning curve. Mercury very much enjoys this communicative sector, which also emphasizes connecting with those at a distance, socializing, over the wires, but also travel and foreign connections, and also to do with people who are advisors, experts in their fields, even legal matters. You might have to know your legal position. You might have a brush with that, or more than a brush with it. I don't know what else is going on for you, but this is the kind of feel of this area here. And you may be having more crossing paths more with people who teach, who advise, who guide, and who are experts in their field. It's a good time for you to plan to take a break, or whether that's a day, a week, or something a bit more major. But if you can't do that, then just get out of the rut that you're in, by finding ways of doing it, plunging into an unfamiliar environment, or an environment you haven't been in for a long time, perhaps, maybe just what the doctor ordered. And then from the 16th, discussions, correspondence, and ideas may be centered around, like I was saying earlier, the career, your direction, where you go from here, authorities, officialdom, bureaucracy. It can also be about a new enterprise, and those who may facilitate your plans. And lots of chatting, and maybe paperwork centered around goals and schemes, and watching how things are being validated or in fact rejected by feedback, by the way the thing is unfolding, by maybe the rules and the regs. You will be inclined to put mental effort into expressing yourself in the best way you possibly can to get the result that you desired. And also communications equipment, or even vehicles and transport may also be highlighted at this time, one way or the other. For several months, the Mars transit is going to activate the communications sector, and it has already been doing that since November, and others may have received you as coming across as much more strident, bold, upfront, speaking first, being not backwards and coming forwards with your opinions. And also you yourself could find that you're mixing and mingling more, you feel more articulate, or in fact you are more opinionated and you want to get things off your chest, and whether that's for a personal or business reason. Until mid-April, Mars is retrograde, which does mean discussions or or indecisions. There could be an indecisive feel to discussions or paperwork, or an educational sort of environment, or distractions which could have you feeling scattered, maybe a bit nervy, wondering which way to go, not quite clear. So that definite plan, that clarity might seem to elude you, and your patience may be wearing thin, but it's not for a very long time. So don't look for huge leaps forward, just look for, winning a small skirmish or two. Then Mars will go to direct mid-month, and you'll start to feel more confident about pursuing your ideas and connecting with others and socializing and so on. And also this is an area to do with siblings as well, so there might be some issues and some more emphasis on siblings or soul brothers and sisters at this time. Mars can be quite feisty and opinionated and aggressive even, so try to keep him assertive in a firm and friendly way, but not putting people's backs up by you coming across in a way which is others see as a bit over the top, a bit much, and also another way this can work is that you receive the Mars energy coming at you, and others seem to come at you as over the top and aggressive during this time. So he needs harnessing. Overall, during this long Mars transit, it's a terrific time for you to be developing yourself through creative self-expression, media, developing your speaking skills, your writing skills, and expressing yourself through any medium, and also very much mixing and mingling and maybe making new friends. And you need to be careful that you take yourself away from all of this left brain activity quite regularly, and just center yourself and just calm down, because this is a very mentally active area that Mars is in. And then you'll be fine. And from the 20th is a progressive phase when friendships or group gatherings could be highlighted. Now, I've been speaking here about the faster moving inner planets, but there are also the slower moving outer planets, and this forecast is set against the background of what they're doing at the moment and the emphasis in your solar chart of those. So on my website under Cancer, you'll find what the slower moving outer planets are doing at the moment and which part of your sign they're affecting. Also, you might like to find the forecast for your moon sign, which is very important for you Cancerians, and your rising sign. If you know either of those, they can also add to or subtract from what I've said here, and I hope that helps, and I'll see you next time.